You seem uncomfortable. Do I make you nervous, Corky?
No.
Thirsty, maybe.
Curious, maybe.
That's funny. I'm feeling a little bit curious myself.
Odd. Definitely odd. It's an odd household, too. That maidservant, most impertinent. I can't get a thing out of her. She won't talk to me. Though she would quick enough if I wore trousers. The way she carries on with that podcaster on the mic, it's scandalous. Welcome to Pleasers.
And Punishers.
Where we talk about movies that people love to watch.
Movies that ruin your today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
And all things kinky and queer.
I'm Caitlin of the North.
And I'm May, very tiresome of her, Schultz.
And today we're discussing, you know what, I'm not going to help people when I'm mad either. And delving into March Madness with 1944's Gaslight, directed by, as May put, known homo, George Cukor, whose name I could not spell correctly to save my life.
It's okay, I always think there's a C in it, too. Because it's like, Cuck,
I did like
George
yep.
Cukor.
I did it. I kept going back and fixing it like everywhere, and I knew I missed them in certain areas every single time. Mm-hmm. Known homo, George Cukor, starring Ingrid Bergman, Charles Boyer, Joseph Cotton, May Whitty, Angela Lansbury, 18-year-old Angela Lansbury in her first film role.
She has always had the same face. Just the same face. And it's amazing. Mm-hmm.
And her accent. Mm-hmm. Who knew? We have writers John Van Druten. These I'm going to pronounce as well as I can. Walter Reich and John L. Balderston, based on the 1938 play by Patrick Hamilton, not of Kill by Kill fame, with music by Bronislavs Caper.
And before we start, we have a very exciting announcement here on Pleasers and Punishers. You know her, you love her, and hopefully you've watched her fucking movie by now, because friend of the pod and repeat guest Amanda Jane Stern will officially be joining us as a co-host.
Hello!
Yay!
Bluebeard enthusiast here.
You know that story about the guy who kills all his wives? Yeah, that's my favorite.
Absolutely. Oh, that and Beauty and the Beast. Let's talk about the eroticism of both of those tales.
My goodness.
Beauty and the Bluebeard.
Beauty and the Bluebeard. Oh my god.
The blue-bearded beast.
The gears are turning in my brain. Before I get too distracted, tell me y'all, do you enjoy opera?
Enjoy is a funny word.
I love opera.
Wonderful. I have gone and seen operas. I actually do like opera. That was a complete lie earlier. I do like opera. I wanted to be an opera singer for a while.
I knew that, and that's why I put this question here.
That was something I wanted to do. I did not end up going to school for that. I went to school for drama instead, but been to a few. This is actually a little funny. When I was young, I had vocal lessons, and we were moving, as we did a lot. And the voice teacher I had loved opera, had never seen opera before, so we were like, we have to buy her a ticket. Like, she has been amazing. My mom's like, let's buy her a ticket. My mom completely messed it up and got us season tickets to the Seattle Opera that year. So
oh my God.
We gave her one of those sets of tickets and ended up going to the rest of them, which... so I got to see like Barbara of Seville, La Boheme. It was a very good season that season.
I really want to see, and it's on the Met's streaming channel. Yes, I pay attention to the Met Opera's streaming channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, they did a staging of Bela Bartok's Bluebeard. It's a one-act opera, so they did it with another one, and they did it as this really kinky, like in a sex dungeon kind of opera.
I want to see that.
If you look up photos from it, it's like chains on walls. It's all red. Oh boy,
that sounds incredible.
Anything when you like combine emotion and singing, for me, I'm like, I am here. Tell me your story, please.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I appreciate about opera, I'm not big into opera. I saw Madame Butterfly when I was in high school at the Chicago
Problematic.
What is it? Civic Opera House.
I've seen M Butterfly.
I haven't watched that one yet.
I've seen it on stage.
Oh.
And they did actually, the writer kind of went back to it to kind of readapt it for a more modern lens. But what the true story, how close that play is to the true story is
upsetting.
Really close.
Interesting. What I appreciate about opera is that whatever language it's in, the delivery of the vocals is so powerful that it does not matter if you know what the words are, because you are there to feel those emotions and feel those vibrations going through you. And it's not something I would just casually listen to ever, but I mean, I love the movie Opera by Dario Argento. I love it when people do unconventional things with opera as an art form.
So how do you feel about the Phantom of the Opera?
Because he's there.
Are we talking about the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical?
I'm talking about the whatever you want it to be.
Okay. I think the Phantom of the Opera is an interesting idea that has never been executed well.
I love the silent film where it's a horror movie because the book is a horror novel.
I saw that last year for the first time with live musical accompaniment, and the accompaniment was great. There was audience participation where they had us do crowd noises and various other things.
Oh my God, I saw that recently with Nosferatu.
It was so fucking fun. Wait, was it the Invisible Czars that did the music? Yeah, okay.
Yes! I was going to bring them up because there's a scene in this movie where there's a guy who lights a lamp, and in Nosferatu there's a lamplighter. We all cheers for the lamplighter.
Yeah, I love the Invisible Czars.
Me too. I have their Phantom of the Opera t-shirt.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen them score a couple silent films. They are always such a blast. So I like Phantom of the Opera, but the problem with it is that he's just such a fucking asshole that I have trouble feeling sympathy for him.
Oh, Christine.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to feel that much sympathy for him in the silent film. You definitely are in the Andrew Lloyd Webber, where he has a very interesting idea of what is an okay romance.
I just want to say I was obsessed with Phantom. It was my favorite musical. I used to go to sleep to the soundtrack. I read the book.
Andrew Lloyd Webber so much.
He is not my favorite musical theater person. Not even in the top.
But here's the thing: that musical speaks to it speaks to a gothic girly,
that is true.
Queer, kind of not really sure of herself, gothic girly who's read too many tragic things, and it's erotic as fuck. And you're watching it, and you're like, yeah, older man, yes, please. You get older, and you're Raoul is supposed to be her age. He's not supposed to be older.
Not until Joel Schumacher got involved, which I actually have not seen that. I have not seen it.
Oh,
it's bad.
It's a hot mess.
I feel like I should watch it just for that.
Gerard
we should do it on
Butler cannot sing.
Correct. Very handsome man, very talented actor.
Theater.
Does not have the right voice.
Which also makes
punk rock,
Raoul the sexier man in that movie.
I mean, because it's Patrick Wilson.
He can sing.
Yeah.
And also because he's old enough to be playing the Phantom, given how young Emmy Rossum is. And they're supposed to be this, which is the perfect, the gothic setup of the two different men, the older, dark, dangerous, and the guy who's closer in age who she ends up with if she survives. You know, I mean, that's tale as old as time. To borrow an Angela Lansbury.
Right then.
Well, speaking of problematic men, let's get into some role play.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite?
Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim. All your life.
All right. London, 1875. After her opera star aunt is murdered, Paula is sent to Italy to follow in her Aunt Alice's footsteps. 10 years later, and she has fallen for piano accompanist Gregory, whom she's only known for 2 weeks.
Stay away from the musicians, is what I am saying. Just stay away from them. They are no good.
How good's the dick?
I mean, I guess it must be good.
I mean, no, this is Edwardian England. They were not fucking.
Yeah, that's probably true. Maybe some hand stuff.
Stolen kiss.
He's a piano player, so.
That's true. On a weekend getaway, Gregory suggests that they move to London, as he's always dreamed of living in one of their quaint squares, and it just so happens that Paula has inherited the house where she used to live and where Alice was murdered.
Dun, dun, dun.
When they arrive at the house, Gregory decides that all of Alice's belongings should be boarded up in the attic. And Paula finds a letter from a man named Sergius Bauer written to her aunt, which spurs Gregory to react very strangely. And that's...
Strangely is a nice way to put aggressively.
Yeah, he's suddenly a giant asshole. And
not that he was that nice to begin with.
He seemed very odd, but this is the first time that we see that he has a temper.
And he's clearly a lot older than she is, because she is, I think, 24.
Yeah.
This man is around 40.
Yep. Yeah, that was the impression I got. Mm-hmm. Gregory sets up new housemaid Nancy, a.k.a. Angela Lansbury, with expectations that Paula is, quote-unquote, ill, then tries to convince Paula herself that she regularly loses things, which he later uses to manipulate her when she supposedly loses a new brooch at the Tower of London. What a romantic day.
Fuck this man. Fuck this. Fuck this man. Someone on Letterboxd, their review was, I gaslit myself into thinking she murdered him.
Incredible. One evening, as she prepares for bed, Paula notices the dimming of the gas lamps in her dressing room. Nancy insists that the lighting hasn't changed, but then Paula hears footsteps above her head.
Nancy, you little
Nancy.
Trollop.
Oh, Nancy. Just
Trollop.
Not being an ally at all. Not being a sister.
She is not a girl's girl.
Not being a sister.
4 or 5 months later, Police Inspector Brian Cameron, a.k.a. Cutie Joseph Cotton.
Oh, God, I could thirst for hours.
Who was enamored with Alice when he was a child, seems taken with Paula in the present day and decides to reopen the murder investigation. He finds out that Alice was in possession of another country's crown jewels, which have yet to be found. Mm-hmm. One evening, in the sitting room, Gregory insists that Paula call for a servant rather than light the gas herself, then goes out of his way to flirt with Nancy in front of her, then won't allow her to see nosy neighbor Bessie Thwaites, who has come to call with Inspector Cameron.
For no reason.
I love this busybody.
She's so funny.
This woman. I love her. Also, she meets Paula on the train at first, and she's reading a book about a woman who marries a man and then finds out that he's murdered his 6 former wives. And she just loves, some murder every now and again. I love this woman would start a true crime. This 100%. Is Miss Marple.
Yeah.
This is future Angela Lansbury.
She is solving those murders.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She would absolutely be part of the Only Murders in the Building podcast crew.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, she would.
Gregory surprises Paula with plans for a night out on the town, then changes his mind when he finds that a picture is once again missing from the corner of the room and goes to great lengths to convince her that she did it herself. After he leaves for the night to go to work, Paula once again hears footsteps above her room as the gas lamps dim.
And light it all on fire. Burn this house down at this point.
Nay, I feel like a lot of what we were all feeling watching this movie, and this was not a first for me, which is why when I saw it on the calendar, I was like, oh my God, Gaslight! Was also because when you watched Perfectly Good Moment for the first time, you were sending me your reaction.
Yep. Because I had no idea what was going to happen. I had not watched a trailer. I had not read a synopsis. I was just like, okay, Amanda made this movie. She's awesome. I'm going to watch it. And the whole time I was just like, what? What? It was a very fun viewing experience.
I feel like a lot of the response to that man, the man in my movie, is a response like Gregory is the same kind of man. Gregory might be a little worse because it's also a longer movie and they're not giving us the trick that she's in on anything, whereas I'm putting it up front like there's something else going on to kind of like hold your hand that you can get through this.
Which I appreciate.
I mean, I did that for myself, too. That I was like, because I love these movies. And this is something where I get so anxious because I'm like, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him.
What is going to happen?
Right. And sometimes I need to know that there's a real, like, denouement that she's going to get some good. And sometimes I'll give up on one if it's just like, no one's ever going to listen to her and it's bullshit. Which is why I did that with my own, where it's like, yeah, he's infuriating. But I'm letting you know there's something else going on. Stick with me here.
Though he preemptively canceled via a letter, Paula and Gregory make it out for a recital and dinner at her insistence.
Good for her.
Seriously. While there, he makes Paula believe that she has stolen his pocket watch off its chain and stashed it in her purse, leading to a breakdown and a swift exit.
Strangle him.
This is one of those things where it's like, what the fuck does it matter? Regardless. Like,
because it's so small, that's why it's all these tiny things.
Yeah, it's death by 1,000 cuts. But also, buddy, the chain for your pocket watch is still tucked into the pocket. You really think she reached into your pocket, unlinked it from the chain, and put it in her purse without you noticing? Like,
he's such a piece of shit.
Oh, he's such a piece of shit. At home, Gregory works to further isolate and convince Paula that she's insane, and insists that her mother did not die during childbirth, but in an asylum 1 year later. On his way to quote-unquote work, Gregory ducks into an alley and disappears from Inspector Cameron and Williams, the neighborhood constable, who were both tailing him. Paula once again hears footsteps from above and sees a dimming of the lamps. She screams for help from kindly cook Elizabeth, who is unfortunately hard of hearing and cannot hear the footsteps that are actively happening above their heads. Thankfully, Williams has observed some more shifty behavior from Gregory, as well as flirted a bunch of info out of Nancy, so Cameron devises a plan to meet with Paula. While he and Paula talk, the lamps dim and the footsteps begin. Paula feels such relief that he is there and that she hasn't imagined it. We finally get confirmation that Gregory has been sneaking through an empty adjoining building and into the skylight of the attic to search for the missing jewels.
This seems like so much.
Oh, don't worry. I have a question about that.
I know. So much.
Cameron breaks into Gregory's desk where Paula finds the letter from Sergius Bauer, and Cameron tells her that Bauer and Gregory are one and the same.
Dun, dun, dun.
Before leaving, Cameron dumps a fair amount of exposition, positing that Gregory is the one who murdered Alice and is planning to commit Paula to an asylum in order to gain full access to the estate. Having found the jewels sewn into one of Alice's costumes, Gregory returns home through the no longer boarded-up attic door. He realizes his desk has been broken into and drags Paula into his room to question her. She tells the truth about her gentleman caller, and Elizabeth lies to protect her mistress. Thinking that she is in on the plot against her, Paula begins to break down further. But Cameron shows back up and tussles with Gregory.
I love it. Good tussle.
Ooh.
Me too.
You said
also,
you wanted to
anything
tussle.
that involves Joseph Cotton, you could tussle all day.
Tussle.
Take that shirt off and those pants. Please take it all off.
Caitlin, I'm so glad that you knew I was quoting Steven Soderbergh's classic film that I can't remember the name of right now.
Should we start listing Soderbergh movies? 'Cause my favorite one is Sex, Lies, and Videotape. So
It's after that.
That's not the one you're doing.
It's the one with Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney.
Out of Sight.
Yes, thank you. The classic Steven Soderbergh movie, Out of Sight.
Out of Sight. The last time we liked J-Lo.
I don't know. I've liked her since then. The two men run up to the attic where Cameron ties him to a chair, followed by Paula, who insists on speaking with Gregory alone. He continues to manipulate her and tries to convince her to free him, but she perfectly plays the part of the crazy wife who is only imagining things.
Good for her.
Seriously.
That's monologue. Good for her.
And she finds the missing brooch hidden in a drawer. Constable Williams arrives to arrest Gregory, and Inspector Cameron decides now is a good time to hit on Paula. Well, the end.
I mean, I'm sorry. Joseph Cotton could hit on me anytime, and I would still be like, yes, thank you. Please, sir, can I have some more?
Not wrong. Not wrong.
All right. Before you tell me about your first experience with this movie, please tell me this. Have you ever wanted to punch a movie character in the face more than you want to punch Gregory? Because I haven't.
No.
I mean, like,
he's the worst.
He is such a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he's the worst. He's actually the worst.
I feel like the uncle from The Handmaiden, which we just covered, maybe a bit more. However, it's really a race to the bottom there at this point.
But you don't have to spend as much time with the uncle in The Handmaiden.
That's true.
Very
That
true.
is true. Listening to Gregory over and over just lie to Paula's face is...
It's quite an experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what was your first experience with this movie? Amanda, you want to go first?
It was quite a few years ago. So this movie is 1944. We'll get into this more later, but it falls into a genre of movies that I am obsessed with. Caitlin, are you getting the cuck out of George Cukor's name?
That is exactly what I just said. That's what I
Taking
did.
the
I
cuck
went,
out of Cukor.
fucking hell.
Oh my god. Okay, so this falls into a genre that I am absolutely obsessed with. Called it Don't Trust Your Husband. We'll get into that more. But so I, quite a few years ago, was kind of going through things in that genre and just watching them obsessively because it's a combination of it's a gothic dressed up as a film noir, and I love a gothic and I love a film noir, and combining the two, which is basically how we got the erotic genre. So it was part of me watching a whole bunch of movies in this style. And this is definitely one that, obviously, the term gaslighting comes from it. Mm-hmm. It sticks with me because he is one of the worst villains, because it's so oppressively 2 hours of this man berating a much younger woman. Mm-hmm. And it is such an anxious, uncomfortable watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first time I watched this was around 10 years ago. I don't know exactly. It was before I had Letterboxd, but I know I watched it with my ex-wife. My ex-wife, who spent our entire relationship gaslighting me and would regularly accuse me of gaslighting her, literally because I have a better memory than her and would reference specific things. And she would be like, well, I don't remember that. Why are you gaslighting me?
Which we will also get into. That is not the correct definition of gaslighting at all.
Nope. No, but she did regularly gaslight me, and that was not fun. So watching it with her back then, when I didn't have the sense of awareness that was happening, was a very different experience than watching it now. And it was actually a lot harder to watch it this time, even though I'm out of that situation, because I have that like hindsight back toward it.
You can actually recognize it now.
Yeah, and that makes it more harrowing and more anxiety-inducing. How about you, Caitlin?
Well, this was a first-time watch for me.
Oh, I don't think I remembered that.
I kind of, well, just thinking about like my relationship with movies, I'm going to say pre-1960s. I started thinking, I was like, oh, I really like the comedies and the horror. Some of the dramas I've definitely not seen. There's, I feel like, if it didn't have Cary Grant in it, if it didn't have Marlene Dietrich, or I'll also say Hedy Lamarr, I might not have seen it. I did see Algiers with Mr. Chuck Boyer.
Chuck Boyer.
Boyer, probably?
Boyer, yes,
Boyer.
it was Boyer. As
Chuck
Wikipedia's
Boyardee.
Chuck Boyardee.
Boyer. And it was like, yeah, I mean, and I knew what the movie was about at this point. I knew Ingrid Bergman had won an Oscar for this. And just, I feel like one of those movies where it's like, oh, I get it, right? And then I watched it and I went, this is awful.
I would call this a horror movie.
Yes,
to me, this is what's frightening.
100%.
100%.
It's these movies that are frightening.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And yeah, having been in relationships where people are, been a relationship with someone who was gaslighting me, like as a method of control as well, as just kind of the toolbox for abusers. It's like, oh yeah, no, I really want to punch this guy in the face. I want to come in, I will make throat punch, throw an elbow, toss you over the side of the roof that you keep climbing in and out of, cut your tongue out, whatever.
Snap him into a VR and make him think he's going crazy. I don't know.
And I will also, I watched this right.
Okay, so wait, quick question. Now that you're a co-host on the podcast, are we still allowed to cover your movie?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay, good, because I still want to cover it.
I'll sit and talk about it.
What was I going to say?
Sorry.
something, la, 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 la. I don't remember where it was.
You were talking about beating him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. Because I just also watched Todd Haynes' Safe the day before, and I was like, wow, what a double feature. We have two women with, like, no power, the ability to, like, vocalize what is happening or their needs or what is going on, and people do not believe them. And I was like, wow, what a double feature, Caitlin. Good job.
Way to make yourself feel happy.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, Caitlin texted me and was like, I'm going to see Safe tonight. And I was like, oh, okay. And I've never seen it. I just know about it.
So, Caitlin, you need a palate cleanser now?
Probably. Well, and then I turned around and watched the American Next Top Model documentary on Netflix.
Oh, boy.
So I didn't watch the show.
Cleanser.
No, I'm just like,
You need a palate cleanser.
boom, 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 let's go. I'm going to see Pillion at some point this weekend. I'm very excited.
Okay.
Because it just came out in the
I don't know
area.
if that's going to be a palate cleanser, but I do want to see it.
I've heard it's kind of like a rom-com. It's just a gay, kinky rom-com. So it might be really fun.
Yes.
It might be a palate cleanser?
Yeah, here's hoping. Or else, who knows? You'll see me. I'll get on next week and just be a wreck. I'm kidding. I compartmentalize like a champ, so.
Next week for another Don't Trust Your Husband.
Yeah. Speaking of compartmentalizing, let's get into the film's context in our next section, Faith and Chance.
I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself. Because I'm the maker of my own evil. Goodness is only some kind of reflection upon evil. That's all it is.
All right, friends, take me away.
Yes, so starting out on what was happening at movies in the time of 1944. In looking up some of the historical context for this movie, I found a article by Emmanuel Levy for Cinema 24/7 entitled Gaslight, 1944, George Cukor's masterpiece starring Charles Boyer and Ingrid in Oscar-winning performance. That is the actual title. I didn't mess that one up. From 2006. And he talks about the film cycle starting in the 1940s in a genre called Don't Trust Your Husband, and lists a lot of movies such as Rebecca, 1940, Suspicion, 1941, Shadow of a Doubt, 1943, Jane Eyre, 1944, in which I went, oh, is that what Jane Eyre's about? I wouldn't know. Dragon's Wick, 1945.
Oh, it's just Dragonwick. I'm obsessed with Dragonwick. I just read the book, too.
See, I'm going to say Dragon.
It's a Gene Tierney, Vincent Price movie. It's part of their trilogy of movies together where they play bad lovers. Oh. I'm obsessed with that pairing.
Dragonwick, 1945. Notorious, which I love, 1946. The Spiral Staircase, 1946.
That's actually the first instance of a POV shot from the killer, that movie.
I got to see that at the theater back in October as part of the Music Box of Horrors 24-hour marathon.
That's amazing.
And it immediately became one of my favorite black and white horror films I've ever seen.
It's fantastic. Oh. It's fantastic, yeah.
The two Mrs. Carroll. Whole two of them.
That's where Humphrey Bogart marries multiple women, and that's where he's a Bluebeard.
And from 1947, Sorry, Wrong Number, 1948, and Sleep, My Love, which was also from 1948.
That's where Hazel Brooks has the best dressing gown I've ever seen on screen.
Ooh.
It's this, like, sexy see-through black thing. I'm obsessed.
Wow.
I love a good... Okay, just costume in general. It doesn't really matter what it is, but I love a good costume. And one of the things that he wrote was, all of these films use the noir visual vocabulary and share the same premise and narrative structure. The life of a rich, sheltered woman is threatened by an older, deranged man, often her husband. Just let that sit for a second. Older, deranged man, often her husband. In all of them, the house, usually a symbol of sheltered security in Hollywood movies, becomes a trap of terror.
So I jumped in here because Don't Trust Your Husbands is a genre that I'm obsessed with. And I'm going to go a little further than what Emmanuel Levy writes because the younger woman, is not always rich. In fact, she's often not, and that's part of the difference between the two. Jane Eyre, she's poor. In Dragonwick, she's an 18-year-old, like, second cousin who lives on a farm. And that's actually a huge thing, is that her family is kind of Quakers and have chosen to live the way they do. And then the cousin is extravagantly wealthy. And it's also about the evils of greed and how money like that is accumulated. And then the same is in Rebecca. She's a lady's companion who is 20 years old and marries a 40-year-old man.
Rebecca is an incredible film.
Well, so Rebecca and Dragonwick are probably two of the best examples, actually, of this genre of movie, and both of them are based on Gothic novels written by women. Gothic novels of the same name that were written in, I think Rebecca was written in 1938 and Dragonwick, the book, was written in 1943. And Rebecca was written by Daphne du Maurier after she married a man who was significantly older than her. And it was her kind of coming to grips with his former wife who had passed away and living in the shadow of that. Whereas Dragonwick is a much more self-referential, modern for 1943, Gothic, looking back at the old Gothics and the romantic leads in them and seeing him as evil and putting it out there from the beginning, this man is a bad man. To amass this amount of wealth, you have to do evil things. So they have done evil things, and something that's so interesting about that is when the book starts, the two leads, Miranda is 18 and Nicholas Van Ryn is 31, 32. And the book takes over a span of many years. He murders his first wife to marry the younger woman because he wants a male heir. And you're watching her as she puts the pieces together and eventually figures it out and goes from being a child to a woman who wants to claim her own agency. And that's what's so interesting about it, because it's really playing with the old Gothic tropes. And that's not to say that old Gothics didn't do that. There's definitely a lot of commentary. I literally have next to me a book of 1870s Gothics called Haunted Houses, and it's two different. I'm a very big fan. But that's, I think, part of why this movie is set in the Edwardian era is because that's the original era of the Gothic novel, the 1800s. And also you get the London fog where people can, we hear about smog in London. And sure, it could be gross now, but there was really a time period where the smog in London got so bad that it would happen for days and you could not see anything. And so it's using this as a way for a killer to sneak through the cracks. And that's what literally the London Fog movie is about. It's a Jack the Ripper tale.
Mm-hmm. Because of the Industrial Revolution and how much Patrick Hamilton, who wrote Gaslight, hated modern life and was a big old communist as well. And I feel like a lot of that does play into...
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, look at this fog. Fuck off, fog.
What's so interesting about this is because, so these are Gothic stories. It's the haunted house, but the haunting is your husband. Mm-hmm. That is who's haunting you, and he's taking, the women's sphere of domesticity, the house, and making it evil because he is corrupting it from the inside. And so when you look at these stories, it starts with Rebecca, and it's an entire decade of this genre. And I remember I had a conversation with a former college professor about this, and his theory to do with men coming back from the war and women no longer recognizing their husbands, I don't agree, because this genre started before that, before World War II ended, and it goes all the way back to things like Bluebeard. You get Bluebeard, the robber bridegroom, the devil married 3 daughters. There are all of these old folk and fairy tales about a young woman getting married off to this older, richer man, only to learn that he's a murderer. And in just about every iteration of this folktale, she figures out some way to trick him and get away with her life, and not only save her life, but save other women and kill him. And that is, that's not World War I, that's not World War II. That goes all the way back to the 1500s, if not earlier. But, this is what we have written. But you get, the White Dove, Fitcher's Bird, the Devil Married 3 Sisters, the Robber Bridegroom, Bluebeard. And it has elements of the Death and the Maiden motif, where it's the young woman seduced by death. And I think what's so fascinating about these, and why they work so well, not only that you're combining the Gothic ghost story with the noir, is that it's combining this terror with eroticism. That she's younger, he's older, and she's aroused by the darkness in him. And so it's this push and pull of he is bad, and yet why am I feeling this? And I think that's why we are still so drawn to it, and why it's an interesting parallel to, say, a Beauty and the Beast tale, where a lot of historians have this idea that the story kind of served as a moral fable to teach young girls, don't be afraid of your husband when you are married off.
You should definitely be afraid of your husband when you're married off.
And that's what the Bluebeard tales are. It's be afraid. Do not trust that man. Trust yourself. Trust your sisters. Trust the other women. Do not trust him.
Except Nancy.
Except Nancy. Fuck her.
Nancy, you're cute and I love your accent, but girl...
I know.
You got to sort your priorities out.
But there's some really interesting other movies in this genre, because the ones that you mentioned, Caitlin, are some of the bigger ones. But then you also get the spin-off from Rebecca, The Second Woman, which kind of is a really interesting kind of reversal of some of the tropes where it spins what you're expecting. And you get Fritz Lang, The Secret Beyond the Door, which I think is a deeply fascinating, bordering on kinky one.
What year is that from?
47, I want to say.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, there's when you go back to some of the older stuff, there's definitely things that you watch and you go, how'd they do that? And that's one of those, I think the male lead is miscast in it. But I think the ideas are really interesting. I think what it's doing is really interesting. And there's definitely some imagery in that where you look at it and you're like, okay then.
I had a really good transition there, and then it just flew right out of my head. So
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I should have written it down in that moment is what I should have done. Okay, so what I was going to say is I think it's really interesting that you brought up, obviously, that this is going back like way past World War II, World War I, because this is obviously World War II and World War I were things that very much impacted Europe at the time, and that Patrick Hamilton would have been experiencing while he was writing the play Gaslight. I feel like it is good to bring up because it showed up everywhere that I look that this was a very dark period of his life when he wrote this. 6 years before, he was hit and drugged by a car through the dirty-ass streets of London.
Ow.
Yeah, and then 2 years afterwards, like, his mother took her own life. So,
oh God,
he was he wasn't having the best time that someone could have.
No.
While he was writing this play. And a lot of his work, one of the other things that he is well known for is Rope. He wrote the play Rope that Alfred Hitchcock made into a movie. One of the things that I really loved about him, though, setting this in, like, the play was set in the 1880s.
Yeah, it starts in 75 and then it's 10 years, so 1885.
So prior to 1870, in English common law, there was this thing called coverture. Either way you say it, it was a English common law where a married woman, very specifically, a married woman's legal existence was considered the same as her husband's. Everything that she had, everything that she was doing, just got completely wrapped up into her husband. So if, like, he had debt, that becomes her debt. It doesn't become her debt. She has no legal recourse for anything. All of her assets.
She owns nothing.
She owns nothing.
Yeah.
All of her assets, anything that she was working for, money, etc., became her husband's. So she had nothing. And this was until the Married Women's Property Act of 1870. There were more Married Women's Property Acts that happened after this. There was an amendment in 1874, and then another one passed, I believe, in like 1882. However, with this Women's Property Act, Married Women's Property Act of 1870, it allowed married women to become the legal owners of any money that they were generating or inherited, or property then became in their own name. So it wasn't automatically like, this is your husband's.
Because we don't deserve to be humans in our own right.
No, of course not. Why would we?
And I did think this was interesting. I didn't read through all of it because these are laws and it is very, very dense.
Yeah.
But this also applied to England, Wales, and Ireland, not Scotland. Not Scotland. This was not a thing in Scotland at this
Interesting.
point.
And what's always interesting to note is what happens in England in their laws takes then effect in the U.S. Usually our legal system, our entire judicial system is based on theirs. And so a lot of things that happen historically for us mirror to be around the same time as what goes on in England. So if you're looking at history of, the U.S. and when things happen in terms of women's rights, gay rights, any of that stuff, it's in many ways similar to what happens in the UK. It usually happens a few years before in the UK than it does here.
I was going to say. Yeah. And
yes, it happens there first, and then we follow.
And at least by 1882, the married women could own and control property in their own right. However, this did not apply to single women. Single women already got to own their own property and whatnot. And I do know that because of this, definitely part of The Handmaiden, I know this came up in another movie that we covered, that there were a lot of women who were institutionalized in order to take their property.
Well, that's a big theory of what really happened to Elizabeth of Bathory. That it was rumors started by, I think it was a cousin of hers, to institutionalize her so that he could get her wealth. And
Because as this being England, Wales, and Ireland, like Ireland did not have the same pre-English laws, didn't have the same like way of passing things down. So like women did have more rights to ownership. So this, I know specifically in Ireland that this was used to great effect of institutionalizing women to steal their property.
Yep.
Fun.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And so, you know, there was no reason for this to be set in the 1880s or learning about history at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
It will never come to repeat itself. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, I think now you're going to tell us about
Gaslighting?
Never heard of it. What's that?
Right.
That's not the term. Never heard of it.
You're
I was
making
gonna say-
that up.
I was going to
Yeah, you just
say...
made that up.
You're always
something.
making things up.
Why are you making words up?
I am always
What are you,
just putting
Shakespeare?
things in someone else's bag. Right,
Nope.
Shakespeare.
You totally, you made that up. I've never heard of it.
We've never heard of the term gaslighting here on
A
Pleasers
word
and
that people
Punishers.
love to misuse all the time.
It's true.
It is pretty wild. Sometimes I feel like because I have not been online as much that I'm like, wait, people are misusing what to the who to the now what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So gaslighting as a term is never, if you've watched the movie, you will know that it is not used as a verb, doing something to someone. The earliest recorded usage of this was in 1961. In 1995, it was used in the New York Times, and then about just 9 times over 20 years until it became extremely popular in the mid to late 2010s. Just going 2016, named most useful. I am most useful.
Well, I mean, it coincides with the Me Too movement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2016, most useful new word by the American Dialect Society. Runner-up for most popular new word in 2018 by Oxford University Press. And by 2022, Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year.
I remember when they did that. And I remember thinking, I'm glad that more people are learning about this word. And I also think that they are misusing it.
It's the push and pull. I feel this way also about the term like slut shaming. Where at one point, like really a lot of websites and media were using this term, and then all of a sudden they're like, you are all using this wrong. And I was like, you bitch. You were the ones like building this up and talking about it in this way. And now you're going back and going like, you're all using slut shaming wrong. Jezebel. Girl.
I love that one. Jezebel.
Yeah, language
Great
is
song.
very interesting, though, in the way that it is so moldable and changeable. And I think...
Literally.
Yeah, and I think that is very important for language
It
to
is.
be able to do. And I think understanding etymology and understanding where words originally came from is extremely important to the context
100%.
of how you're using that.
So, like in this case, this is from the American Psychological Association in 2021. Gaslighting is referred to as a manipulation so extreme as to induce mental illness or to justify commitment of the gaslighted person to a psychiatric institution.
Like when we used to diagnose women with hysteria or wandering womb syndrome.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Which personally, I would love to be diagnosed with
Get
wandering
out of
wombs
me.
and just like use a vibrator.
I don't need that bit.
Okay, my husband just danced through our living room pretending to be a wandering womb.
You know, you really got a good one. Yeah, So I mentioned earlier that my ex-wife gaslit me, and the reason that I say that is because she's spent, and I've talked about this before, she spent our entire relationship making me feel like I was unable to transition.
Ooh.
Making me feel like I wasn't really a woman, doing all of these little things to constantly convince me that I was wrong, that I shouldn't be doing this, that I shouldn't even be thinking that way or feeling that way. And that's why I use that term.
I feel like that's an extra level of evil gaslighting.
And
like you wanna convince me I'm crazy and need to go to a psych ward? Okay, fine. I've been to a psych ward a few times. Sometimes you need a little extra help, but
and I feel like when you are neurodiverse, it is a bit, I don't know, actually. I will say it's easier because society's already telling you that you're wrong at all times.
People are telling you you're too much, you're too loud.
Right. And so it is a lot
you're
easier.
You're over-interpreting things. You're taking things too sensitively.
No, that's not what I said. It was like, wait, I don't...
Yeah.
What did you say then? As I let drop last week, my former relationship that I was in, I mean, it would get to the point where I was like, I think you're trying to cheat on me. Be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Absolutely. You're trying to cheat on me. It started out actually just, you're trying to cheat on me. He was telling me that. And I'm like, that is a wild thing to say because that is not the case at all.
That's the typical cheater.
And then it turns out, like, I found because he was on dating sites.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they do. They accuse you of doing what they are doing. That's cheating 101.
And then making me feel like, oh no, you are the one doing this. All of the things I am doing, no, you're doing those. It turns it over, and it is very much like...
Julian is spinning through our apartment right now.
Just wandering rooms.
He's just like, it's like he's spinning like he's a ragweed in a western.
Wonderful. No.
Oh my god.
So we're over here talking about abuse in our relationships.
We're talking about things, and he's like,
that a lot of that. This is, I guess, the gaslighting as we continue to giggle through this. Because how are you supposed to get through it other than giggling?
Exactly.
it's so uncomfortable.
Exactly. No, 100%. This is how I deal with things too. How did this even happen? This is fucking absurd at this point. I will say, and in 2022, even though the Washington Post was owned by a billionaire at this point as well, but this is before they went off the complete deep end. The Washington Post described the term gaslighting as an example of therapy speak, arguing that it had become a buzzword improperly used to describe ordinary disagreements rather than situations that align with the word's historical definition, which is just basically what May said.
Yep, weaponized therapy speak.
Exactly. This is very different than having disagreements in your relationship, which you should have. And they're important.
Yeah, if you never have disagreements, then you're not actually talking about anything.
No, because then you're just going through the motions and you don't actually care.
Or you're just so like, my whole personality now is this person's personality, and and
I've never done that. I'll see myself out now. Have fun with the podcast, y'all.
We're having the best time talking about gaslighting. I don't know why I'm doing this. I think it's the 1944-ness of it all. And it was
you're doing the radio announcer voice?
I'm doing a bit of like the New England dialect right now. And we're just... we should not do this. We should not do this. Gaslighting, specifically, this is different than relationship disagreements. It is distinct in that, these are quotes, one partner is consistently listening and considering the other person's perspective. That partner is also consistently negating the other's perception, insisting that they are wrong, or telling them that their emotional reaction is irrational or dysfunctional. So it's a pattern of behavior. This is not a one-off thing.
No, it's systematic.
It is systematic. Yeah. It is a method. And the people, the listening partners, so there are two, the other partner can exhibit symptoms often associated with anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, because you have someone who is cutting you off from the world a lot of the times, as happens in this movie, and then shaping your reality.
And that's why you see these stories a lot where the woman is so much younger than the man, that he is molding her to be what he wants. Agree with everything I say. You know, do as I do. Listen to me. Be the woman that I want you to be, not your true self.
Yeah. Caitlin, tell us what people think about this movie.
Highly.
Good.
We have Rotten Tomatoes, 94%. I will say only out of 86 reviews, it is a movie from 1944. We have IMDb, 7.8 out of 10. Letterboxd, 4 out of 5 or 8 out of 10. This is, I will say, also definitely in the States, the preferred version of Gaslight.
Well, let's make that money. Oh my God, I should stick like a little jingle in there for us that like transitions us to commercial, like for bumpers.
Just a little like ching 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 ching.
Pleasers and Punishers will return after these messages.
I'm like, sorry guys, we gotta go out and make that money. Toodles.
Oh la la.
Toodles.
And now we'll dig into the meat, the goo, the viscera, the elaborately jeweled costumes in a section we call Enough is a Myth.
No. I've done enough.
Enough is a myth.
All right, it's time for some questions. While there are some parts of the mystery that are revealed as the film progresses, the audience is made aware very early that Gregory is up to no good. What effect does this have on the viewing experience, and is there a sense of complicity and or enhanced anxiety as a result?
So anxious. It makes it so anxious. Yeah. But it's a 2-hour movie, so because of that, you kind of wish there were some more twists along the way.
Yes.
Like when you look at a Rebecca or a Dragonwyck, you're made aware that you should really have second thoughts about this guy pretty early on, and then it gives you other twists to chew on. This is not that. This is 2 hours of watching a man systematically destroy a woman's mental health.
Whether or not you've been through any kind of abuse in your past, it is, like I said earlier, a harrowing experience because you feel so much empathy for Paula because she is literally just someone who she lost her aunt who basically raised her. She went to Italy to follow in her footsteps, became what seems like a pretty successful opera singer. Or at least was on her way there, and then
she was on track.
Yeah, and then
she
all
had
of a
fans.
sudden, right? And she gets derailed by this guy who then spends.
Isn't that always how it happens?
Well, sometimes you get railed by a guy, but she gets derailed
Before
by
you
a
get
guy.
derailed.
Yeah,
he was not doing any railing.
No.
And it's so devastating to see her go through this. And the movie gives you little hints that this is taking place over a decent amount of time. This isn't all happening like the week they get back. Mm-hmm. And that makes it even worse. Mm-hmm. He is really playing the long game. And I have a question about that in a moment. But do y'all have any further thoughts about this one?
I think the added anxiety, because we want something, we want Gregory to be brought to justice.
Right.
And that is the anxiety, like, whether we know it or, I think adding that we know this is happening, we want it so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want him to be, we want to see him hurt.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned that review earlier, Amanda, that someone gaslit themselves into thinking that she killed him in the end. I think a different version of this movie would end with that. And the unfortunate result of that would be that she would then go to jail.
So, okay, that's actually really interesting because it it's a thing that people have also said about my movie of like, well, why doesn't she kill him? Because he doesn't deserve her life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I absolutely
100%.
agree with that.
Because what she deserves is to get away from him and to make sure that he can never touch her again. But he does not deserve the rest of her freedom.
Yeah.
So do I want her to kill him in this movie? No. I want her to drive him crazy as well. I want her to turn the tables and drive him to the brink of madness and then pull the rug out.
Oh my God, she should write him a series of letters while he's in prison and then go visit him one day and act as if she's never sent him a single letter.
Exactly. I want her to do to him what he's done to her. And that way she's untouchable and she gets to get away because she deserves her life moving forward. He deserves to have this hanging over him for the rest of his.
I fucking love that.
I know. It's like, I will say originally it was like, do I want her to kill him? Yes, of course I do. However,
she should slap him though.
Oh,
he does deserve a slap.
Or a kick in the nuts.
Yes.
Or just like
some physical.
a shiv to the thigh. I don't know. Whatever
Oops,
it is.
I slipped with this imaginary knife.
What knife?
me,
I don't see a knife. Did this stab you? I am mad. I cannot stab. I'm sorry.
I cannot stab it anymore. For me, that is the emotional reaction. It's like, yes, I absolutely want you to kill this guy. And like you said, she doesn't gain anything,
Right.
Yeah.
by killing him.
He deserves to live the rest of his life knowing that she was his undoing.
I will say, as a person who does not believe in the death penalty, correct. You have to live with that.
Exactly. Like, I want him to be traumatized for the rest of his life that she could do something.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of Gregory and his wickedness and his villainy, his plan
Gregory.
is years long and extremely intricate. I mean, he knew that Alice had these jewels because he was an accompanist for her in the past at some point. And I think he also had a little bit of a thing for her.
Definitely. They had a thing together, I would say.
And then he murders her, can't find the jewels, and is thwarted from searching further by young Paula. And then 10 years later, convinces her to marry him, move back into that house just so he can look for these fucking jewels, and convince her that she's crazy so he can also have access to her entire fortune. How on earth does he have the time and resources to pull this off, especially when we find out that he has an existing wife?
Privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait. Also, okay, this is a time period thing. It's so much easier to just disappear.
Yeah, that's true.
There are no cameras.
Yeah.
There's no CCTV. They're not.
There
really
were no IDs.
No,
Yeah.
you can change your name.
Mm-hmm.
No one's checking.
Oh, yeah, I'm Steve Buscemi. Yep, that's me.
So easy. That's why. Also, I'm sure he and his wife had no real relationship. She was thrilled to see him go.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Right to the mob wife, right? This very much felt like to me like Carmela off in New Jersey while Tony was doing something
She was thrilled
completely
he was gone, whatever.
separate. I was just like, I don't know anything. He doesn't tell me about the business. I'm not going to ask. Like, things took... It was so much easier to get away with shit back then. I do think also that's one of the reasons why we have more, or less. We had more serial killers way back when
We just
than now.
didn't know about him.
Yeah, easier to get away with shit.
To me, the film feels genuine in its approach to isolation and manipulation by an abusive spouse, which is deepened by Ingrid Bergman's very dedicated performance. But this is a screenplay written by men, based on a play written by a man, and directed by a man. A gay man, but still. Do you think that all of these men got it right? Or would this have benefited from a perspective from someone who is not a man? And I'm not talking a remake. I'm just saying.
Would that have added more layers to it?
I think that perspective comes from Bergman.
Yeah.
Same.
And that the women who are playing this role, and even Nancy or Elizabeth, those are the female voices.
They have taken distinct sides, those two women.
The way Elizabeth says, I see just how it is, or however she says it, is so perfect. And he has this moment on his face where he's like, I'm going to have to nip that in the bud later.
And I love when Joseph Cotton comes back and it's like, well, if I'm just a figment of your wife's imagination, what business can I have? If I'm not real, what am I doing here?
What am I even doing here? And to answer your question, yes, I do think that if there was a female director or someone who adapted the play to the screenplay was female, that it would give it even a bigger bite.
It would give Paula a little more agency.
Absolutely.
In piecing things together and trying to figure out steps.
Yeah.
And then being thwarted.
Yes.
Yeah. And Amanda, you added a question here.
I did. Nancy. Girl.
Nancy.
Oh, Nancy. She is immediately hostile towards Paula and willing to go along with everything Gregory tells her. So what does this say about complicity, about women's complicity in perpetrating men's villainy, and about women being pitted against one another?
The patriarchy!
I definitely think you should just take over this section because this question is amazing. I think that, Caitlin, the patriarchy is... We've talked about it, and anyone who has delved into it knows that the patriarchy is damaging to everyone that it affects. And there are a lot of people who are not men who act with complicity or even act as accomplices toward the men who benefit from it because they think it is going to exempt them from the consequences.
Ding.
And it never fully does. They might be on the quote unquote winning side for a little while,
right?
But at some point it is going to come back and bite them in the ass, and they're not going to have any women on their side to help them or support them because they have acted essentially as traitors.
Right. Does Nancy think he's going to marry her next and then do to her what he did to wife number 1 and I guess wives number 1 and 2 and Alice? What makes you different?
What a great time for you to have. Like, yeah, there is definitely that. You're not going to fix him. He is irrevocably, terribly I don't even want to say a broken person. You're just a wrong person at this time, because I feel broken people, there is a level of empathy you can have with someone who's broken where it's just like, with this...
No, he's just greedy and evil.
Yeah, fuck you. Like, fuck you.
He is the kind of insidiously everyday evil that festers inside of a person. He is so hungry for capital, essentially, whether it's the jewels or the estate, whatever it is. He wants the life that he wants, and he will do whatever he can to get it that is within his means.
And he feels entitled to it.
Yes, exactly. And that's another aspect of the patriarchy.
And we can see this a lot. I mean, even in our last couple election cycles, where
I have no idea what you're talking about.
women have very much broken for
Susan
conservatives. Just the list goes on and on.
If we vote for them, they'll take care of us.
Oh my God. You stupid.
These ideas of this is meant to protect us and exclude them. And who is the them in this situation? And do you really think it's going to hold when it comes down to it?
Nope.
No,
never
it
does.
doesn't.
It never does.
Never,
will.
ever does.
Well, let's lighten things up a little bit and play a game.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
What's our game this week, Caitlin?
Our game is going to be, I can't remember what I called this last time, but this time I'm saying, and the award goes to, because Gaslight was nominated for many, many Oscars, which I hate watch every year. Many, many Oscars. And only won 2. So it was nominated for 7 Oscars with double indemnity. We had 7.
Billy Wilder.
Yes. Oh, it is wild to me because Double Indemnity did not win. I
know.
Yep. But many things that year, and one of them I believe was screenplay. And it was like Raymond Chandler, Billy Wilder.
Yep.
There you go.
The Oscars did not love Billy Wilder as much as they should have, and that's how you know they were a joke.
I will get to something I am going to say a bit like when we answer one of these questions, because I'm just going to be like, So Gaslight and Double Indemnity were nominated for 7 awards. The movie Since You Went Away for 9. And then, I know, exactly. The look that was on Amanda's face is like, I don't know what this is. And
And I'm an old film movie person.
Right.
And I just said film movie, yes.
Well, video film.
Celluloid.
And with 10 nominations, the movie Wilson, which was about Woodrow Wilson, I was like, oh no, that old racist. And Going My Way? Do you know about Going My Way?
Yeah, I've heard of that one, but why would... No. Why?
10
Why?
10 nominations?
10
Jesus.
for Going My Way. So I will tell you right off the bat, Gaslight won 2 of their 7.
Okay.
And it was art direction, black and white.
And Ingrid Bergman.
And Ingrid Bergman.
I knew that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Art direction was against, for black and white movies, I did not recognize most of these, but is Address Unknown, The Adventures of Mark Twain, Casanova Brown, Laura.
Also a great movie.
Laura is great. That's another Gene Tierney, Vincent Price. It's one of their three. It's Laura, Leave Her to Heaven, and Dragonwyck.
And speaking of Vincent Price, played the lead on Broadway for many performances of Angel Street, which was Gaslight.
Oh.
It had to be renamed when it moved from like LA to I was really fucking confused reading the article, I will say.
Well, isn't the 1940 movie called Angel Street? Because if you look it up on IMDb, it comes up as Angel Street.
Sometimes.
Oh, interesting.
It's one of those, and Gaslight was called what? Murder on Thornton Street?
Something like that.
Yeah. Because
also, I would love to see Vincent Price as the Gregory
Charles
character.
Boyer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would. I mean, here's the thing: he could play Gregory, or he could play Cameron.
Oh,
he could do either one very convincingly, but seeing him be that like insidious evil husband.
Well, so that's what he plays in Dragonwyck.
Right.
He is that part. He's the evil older.
Guess I'll be watching that soon.
He cut his teeth on.
Okay, well, if you want to talk Dragonwyck, I just read the book last week.
Or as I said, Dragonswick.
I'm really, really into Dragonwyck, and then another book that inspired called Gaywyck.
Oh, well, there you go. I will say for Ingrid Bergman, who, as we said, won Best Female Actor, which is so stupid to me, actress, was against Claudette Colbert, Betty Davis, Greer Garson, and Barbara Stanwyck. So you know what? I was like, get that.
This is a great performance.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, categories.
Category is cinematography, black and white. Gaslight does not win for this. So here are the other nominees, and I'm going to ask you to say who did win.
Okay.
And our nominees are Double Indemnity, Dragon Seed, Going My Way, Laura, Lifeboat, Since You Went Away, 30 Seconds Over Tokyo, The Uninvited, not the one with the kitty cats, and The White Cliffs of Dover.
Wait, what's the 19... Oh, this is 44.
So 45,
so it is, okay, so it is Dragonwyck. So it is Dragonwyck with Vincent Price. Oh my god, that's a lot of... The Uninvited is amazing. That's actually the first haunted house movie where the answer actually is a ghost. It's got like extreme lesbian undertones. Oh, but I feel like it's going to be something incredibly stupid. It should be Double Indemnity. It's not going to be. Is it like Going My Way again?
May, do you have a guess?
I mean, the only ones of those I've seen other than Gaslight are Laura and The Uninvited. So I don't know what the other ones are.
I'm going to say it's one of the ones that you've seen.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to say it's Laura.
Laura?
Ding,
Laura.
ding, ding, ding. Yes,
Okay,
Laura
cool.
won for Best Cinematography, black and white.
Okay.
Honestly, that was my hope because that movie is photographed so exquisitely.
Beautiful. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so that's
right.
Wow, that's two of the Vincent Price Gene Tierneys in 1 year.
Damn.
Wow. Leave Her to Heaven is in Technicolor.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There were some movies where I was like, oh, because it wasn't black and white.
Yeah, this is black and white cinematography
we are
versus
separating
color.
these out of these Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Oh god, that is a good year
This
for movies.
is kind of
and
wild.
then you get what? Wilson and Going My What
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. So, actress in a supporting role, Angela Lansbury was nominated.
Oh, nice.
Did not win. The rest of these, I have put them all in alphabetical order because I didn't want to mess around with trying to do anything else with them. So, who actually won? We have Ethel Barrymore in None But the Lonely Heart, Jennifer Jones, Since You Went Away, Eileen McMahon in Dragon Seed, which was a...
Wait, do you mean Dragonwyck?
No, this is Dragon Seed.
There's a movie called Dragon Seed?
There's a movie called Dragon Seed, and definitely she is in Asian face in this movie.
Oh, no.
I was very much like, when I looked it up, because I was trying to figure out what some of these other movies were that I didn't recognize, and I went, oh no, it's one of those.
What
God.
is this?
Oh, God.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at a screen cap for the movie.
Yes,
The
it is not
lives of a
good.
small Chinese village are turned upside down when the Japanese invade it, and a heroic young woman leads her fellow villagers in an
yes.
uprising against these invaders.
And
Where
they're all
someone-
white.
Catherine
Every single
Hepburn
person
plays a
in the
character named
movie.
Jade Tan.
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
I will give you, she does not win. We also have Agnes Moorehead as Mrs. Parkington. I was like, okay.
Funny, Agnes Moorehead is also in Dragon Seed.
Is she? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm going with Agnes Moorehead.
Yeah, I'm going with Agnes Moorehead because she's the name I know, and I know she's a good actor.
I also know Ethel Barrymore of the Barrymore family.
Yeah, of
Who
course.
she totally thirsts over Joseph Cotton in a movie that he stars in with Jennifer Jones,
Oh.
The Portrait of Jenny, which is a movie I watched as a child on Turner Classic Movie, never heard of again, and convinced myself I dreamed up until I discovered it again in my 20s.
Wonderful. And I will say, it is Ethel Barrymore, one for none but the lonely heart.
Okay.
As I make that noise, it's going to come up right now. For actor, the nominees were Charles Boyer, who did not win. We had Bing Crosby going My Way, Barry Fitzgerald, which I do have to make note that this guy was also nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the same role. This was something that they would do.
Yes, this
At the
happened
time,
a few
they
times, and
wouldn't-
they got rid of that eventually because that is not
bizarre.
Very, very bizarre. Cary Grant for None But the Lonely Heart, and then Alexander Knox for Wilson.
Oh. I mean, I don't know, but Cary Grant should probably get it because he's Cary fucking Grant.
I'm going with Bing Crosby.
It is Bing Crosby. Cary Grant never won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah, I know. It was just wishful thinking.
It was wishful thinking. Like, maybe I will tell you differently. And in this moment, I can't believe Cary Grant never won a fucking Oscar. And,
Also bisexual.
oh, my God, yes. Jesus Christ.
While we were doing stuff earlier, I added Charade to our spreadsheet because I realized it was somehow not on there. And Charade is
Great
like my
movie.
favorite movie of all time. And
That's a great movie.
I cannot tell you how often I think of, how do you shave in there?
He was such a beautiful
love Cary Grant.
Why were men in these old movies so much hotter than they are today?
He is one of those people who sometimes I'm having a hard time looking at you because you
Because
are
you're so
so
pretty.
beautiful. Yeah, like
But
him.
he's still he's so pretty, but he's still
Young.
fuckable.
Oh, 100%, absolutely.
Like he still
It's-
looks like a human. He's still got imperfections, and that's part of what makes him so goddamn sexy.
and it upsets me so much that Bing Crosby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even think this is Bing Crosby's only Oscar. I could be.
I don't think it is either.
And Cary Grant never won an acting Oscar. That fucked you up. Neither did Alfred Hitchcock. So you know what?
Rebecca won Oscars.
Rebecca won Oscar. He didn't win for directing though.
No,
Yeah,
that's
ever.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Hey,
that's
you know
what I
what?
was saying. Yeah.
Great director, terrible human being,
Yes.
so I'm okay with that.
My goodness.
Bad
Yes, he
guy.
was in that.
Great director. Also, Shadow of a Doubt, which is also Joseph Cotton. What do you know? Amazing movie.
Everyone all over the place. I mean,
Real incesty vibes.
there was it Notorious, which is Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant, and an Alfred Hitchcock movie, which is one of my favorite ones. Ugh.
I have the poster for it in German
Shut up.
in my
Nice.
apartment.
Excellent.
We have writing screenplay. This was like 3 different categories. So our nominees, obviously Gaslight did not win. I already told you Double Indemnity didn't win.
How dare they?
So we have Going My Way, Laura, and Meet Me in St. Louis.
Okay, it should be Laura of those 3, but I'm going to go with Going My Way.
I'm going to say it's Meet Me in St. Louis.
It's Going My Way.
Yeah.
Let's go back. And for Best Motion Picture, we have Double Indemnity, Gaslight, Going My Way, Since You Went Away, and Wilson.
I'm going to go with Going My Way.
It was Going My Way.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Fucking, like, 7 out of their 10 Oscars.
Do you think it's a case where it's also like how Sunset Boulevard and All About Eve split the votes, that you have some true... something like this and Double Indemnity splitting votes?
I was about to say that could have been...
But then why didn't Laura slip in there? Because Going My Way?
Yeah,
are you fucking kidding me?
Never heard of up until this point, and I am
Julian has made fun of it. He just called it... I don't know if it's the Green Book of its day, but it was definitely bad.
The crash of its day. The Green Book. I could go on. The one battle after the other of its day.
Julian, it's the one where he plays the Irish, the father who takes over the struggling parish. We have made fun of this one. Yes, yes, you have called it the Green Book of its day. It is that one.
It like wins the votes of those.
Yeah, it is. It is certainly. This is also just a reminder that the Oscars are bullshit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is what you.
Well, speaking of categorization,
is it bullshit or not? Let's categorize this.
Bullshit.
I think this is one of those movies where the experience of watching it, like we've all said, is so anxiety-inducing that it feels like a Punisher, but it's such a well-made film, such a well-acted film, and such a beautiful film to look at and experience that in that sense, it's a pleaser. So, like, filmmaking-wise, pleaser, but story-wise...
at the end, her monologue at the end is amazing.
It's so fucking
good.
Get
a happy ending, as it were, so...
And she's gonna fuck Joseph Cotton. We all want to.
Yeah, and Bessie is gonna spy with binoculars and keep going, well.
I love her. And we're gonna fire Nancy and not give her a letter of recommendation.
No, Nancy.
Elizabeth can stay.
Yeah,
Elizabeth
absolutely.
Can stay,
Elizabeth is stayed.
Sweetheart. Yeah. She's a sweetheart. She's doing what she can do to protect Paula because she knows that the husband is bad news.
I guess that is me just agreeing with May. Like, it is like the... I feel like it could be a Punisher. However, just the ending and her being able to reclaim her sanity, essentially, leads it, I think, to be I want to say a pleaser, though at the same time we came up with a whole ass word. Be like...
A punishing pleaser.
Yes, this is a punishing pleaser. A whole ass word to tell people, like, about abusive tendencies from this movie as well. So I was like, I agree with May, and then I went, do I agree with May? Yes, I feel conflicted. This one is very conflicty.
It is so anxiety inducing. It's a great movie. It's so well done. It's so well acted. It looks beautiful. Fuck, is it tense? Which is also what it is intentionally doing. So it is achieving what it is setting out to do. And I can guarantee, I'm sure there are people who watch this movie and are like, oh, is he really that bad? Yes, he is. Fuck you. Yes, he is. Fuck you.
And I'm sure there are people who watch this movie and go, well, we know he's the bad guy from the beginning, so what's the point?
Yeah, they're like, he's so evil. There's no guy who'd be that evil in real life.
Lies.
Hi. Welcome to 2026.
Lies.
Hi. Yes.
You did not see what you saw with your own lion eyes, is what it is.
Yes, people are that shitty. Yes, they are.
These eyes. Sorry.
Cry every night.
All right. I think we've said a lot about this, yeah?
Yes, yeah. If there were any final thoughts. However, I don't know if there are.
I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good.
Well, at some stupid point, I was going to be like, what would you, if you were hiding jewels, like I guess this is the only thing I want to say. What a smart idea. Where everyone could see them on my costume. You're going to think they're costume, jewelry. All right,
Smart
Alice.
lady.
Yeah. Well, let's check in with classic gaslighting victim Julie James and find out what awaits us next time.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police. Not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
I mean, where did the body go? How did all the crabs get out of there so fast? You know what I mean?
No one will ever know. Julie.
Sorry, I love that I always say, let's check in with Julie James because it's our audio clip for that, as if she's like our field reporter.
As if she knows.
And that brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks for joining us on this journey, fellow travelers. If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review wherever you can, because it helps more people find the show, and it makes us all tingly inside. You can find us on Instagram at Pleasers and Punishers, and on Blue Sky at Pleasers Punishers. You can also email us at pleaserspunisherspodcast@gmail.com. You can hear me podcasting on Tender Subject and Slayerfest 98. You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Everson Poe. And you can find my music on Ampwall, Bandcamp, and streaming services as Everson Poe, 2 separate words. Caitlin, where can you be found on the internet?
I can be found at Caitlin of the North on Blue Sky and Instagram, Cat of the North on Letterboxd, and I'm now popping up once again on People Under the Scares' Buffy Watch Along on their Patreon. It feels very Buffy Watch Along on their Patreon. Fuck my hell mouth.
And Amanda, where can you be found?
I can be found on Blue Sky and Instagram at Amanda Jane Stern. I can be found on Letterboxd at Witchy Wanderer. And you can also hear me podcasting on Don't Be Crazy.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us for your first official co-host episode.
I feel like this was such a perfect one to be the official, even though I feel like this really, I mean, how long ago is the Night Porter episode between the
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
Yep.
3.
Yep. Yeah, because it was supposed to come out today, and I'm still editing it.
So I feel like this is the perfect one just because of the genre and the fact that I'm obsessed with these movies in an unhealthy way.
Oh, yeah. And this was such a great discussion. And next week, we're going to have another great discussion with returning guest Jamie Alvey on Guillermo del Toro's gothic horror romance, Crimson Peak.
Another don't trust your husband, but really don't trust that husband.
But
Spoiler alert, never do it.
Until then, do some aftercare, clean your toys, set healthy boundaries, and I'm afraid I enjoy a good murder now and then.